Yo! Welcome everyone to the final day of the round robin. We are here with, looks like you got some birthday notifications popped up. Very cool. We are, at our last day, and top 4 teams have actually been locked in already, but these games should be exciting nonetheless. People are playing for seeding, and so we'll see exactly how it goes here. We are going to be watching Melon, currently undefeated team, playing against Leverage here to see who is going to win that set. I need to go ahead and let's see. Okay. Sorry, just setting the stream up. I'm doing the prediction now. I'm opening it up well in advance so that everyone has time to bet points. Shocked first, congratulations. But yeah, Melon against Leverage. First versus 4th place. Fortunately, both of these teams have locked in their spots. If Leverage were to lose and Hated were to win, which is the closest team, Leverage would still be on top. So, Leverage has made it in. Of course, these 3 teams can't fall low either. So it has officially been set at who the top 4 are. However, these sets should be exciting because Melon is playing against Leverage on my stream, and then if you guys know Robert's stream, he's watching Primo versus Apex. So we're already going to be seeing a sample of what top 4 is going to look like starting Wednesday. I'll go ahead and go through the teams in a second. Headphones are being weird. We're all good. But yeah, these should be some enjoyable sets today. Also, I did start the stream a little bit early because this will be a shorter stream. Maybe get some more people in here, give more notice that things are about to build up. So, we'll do that. Sorry about that, had to sneeze there. Hopefully I was able to mute myself in time. If not, I'm sorry, headphone users. But, whew. Yeah, Melon against Leverage. So we can take a look at Melon's team. Of course, led by Assassin, who is a previous champion when Melon with the clan Joker. Many of these players were on that team. Chinkin Nugget, I don't think was. But like Yarrow, Steely, Watermelon, Kakati, MJ, and Chinergy all at the bottom. I think they might have all been a part of the championship teams that Joker had. So these guys looking to make a run back now. Trying to steal things from Leverage, who is the current reigning champion, 2-time champion, I should say, back to back. So this is an exciting set because these are the 2 teams that were favored this entire set. Of course, you can't count out Pramo, and now Apex is showing up as well, but this is the big match because it's the undefeated team versus the reigning champions. So this could be a sample of whether or not Melon will be able to take the championship away from Joker, or to take it away from, Leverage in top 4, which again starts on Wednesday. People are probably going to start turning up in a little bit. Of course, today's not nearly as important of a day, so this might be a much smaller stream just because of that, but that's just fine. I had Robert's stream pulled up and didn't mute it. My bad. Y'all heard a little bit of his intro here. But yeah, for those of you who are excited for top 4, curious to know who y'all think are going to win that. But join my Discord if you haven't yet. Do !Discord. And you'll be able to catch my streams for top 4. Unfortunately, since I stream on Twitch, I don't actually get linked in the official portal like Robert does. However, I am still streaming all these things. I'm the only person who is currently streaming this in English on the North America server, so if you want some English commentary, you can tune in here. It's not like you have any other choice. No, I'm just messing. But if you do not mind, of course, what the commentary sounds like, you're just trying to watch the games, then either my channel or Robert's channel will be just fine. Thank you, David, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope that you enjoy today's games. It'll be an intense set. Yeah, to explain to people who don't know what round robin is, there are 8 teams right now, and every team is going to play every other team exactly once. And this is already like the last day. We've been having 2 sets a day for the past 3, so that was 6. And then today's the 7th, because you have to fight the other 7 teams once. Melon has not lost yet. They're 6-0. Pramo and Apex only have 1 loss, and those are to Melon. And then they fight each other today. So one of these teams is going to end up with 6 wins, and the other will end up with 5. Leverage has the chance to end up with 5 wins, in which case there would be a tie for 3rd and a tie for 1st, because Melon would be stuck with 6, but we'll see how it goes today. Hopefully this should be a very good set. Both teams are incredibly confident right now, so it's good. On the lower side, we have Hayden, who had a disappointing turnout because they lost to all of these 4 teams, and their last match is today. They are going to be playing Ponda. And then Evany, who has not yet won. Will they be playing 404? I can actually... I can pull something up on the screen and we can take a look at the major bracket. Yeah, they're playing 404, so the 2 weakest teams, allegedly, are playing each other today. So that'll determine who is last place. Will Evany finally win a match? Let's find out. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Hope that y'all are as well. I haven't looked at Leverage yet, so we'll pull them up here. I know my webcam stuff is a little bit too big here. I'll just close it for the time being so you can take a look at all the names. But Lightronics, the captain, 707, the caller, and Elmery, or 4LMERI, but I believe it's Elmery is how it's pronounced on the EU server because this is an EU player. Elmery's been the hard carry so far this tournament, but all very strong players. I'm good friends with several of them, as well as being friends with a few people in Melon, so this should be an interesting set. I'm excited. I'm happy whoever wins either way. Would be cool to see either team win. It would be really cool to see Leverage show that they're still not out of it yet and they can win back the championship, but it'd also be nice to see a undefeated top 8 from Joker. So that would be pretty interesting. I'm probably going to refer to them as Joker and as Melon today, because it's the same group of people that used to be in Joker that are now in Melon. But if you don't understand who I'm talking about, that is kind of your warning in advance here. So there's that. Am I in a spacecraft? I'm in a tank, bro. This is a tank. I'm going to go ahead and play a game or 2 here just to kind of start things out before the whole tournament begins. We've still got about 10 minutes until the games start, but I'm going to just go ahead and play a gravity game while people start joining in, placing your bets. Don't forget to place those bets, y'all. Get some free channel points if you predict correctly. Looks like more people are currently voting for Leverage. Or not more people, but more points are put into Leverage. At the time of me reading this, it's 153 to 109. Remember, I am streaming with a 3-minute delay, so that I can't read your chat messages for 3 minutes or so, and I probably won't even be reading chat that much in the first place. But, you know, I do try to read it in between games sometimes. And of course, before the games start, I am happy to do that. But, yeah. Probably will stream a little bit after the games end as well. Just play a few games in so that the rest of the results can get themselves all sorted. So that will be the move for today. Right now the subject 140 going pretty balls deep. But he's got a friend. The 62A is somewhere over here, got the kill in the PTA. My 121 friend seems to have bailed. My gun's broken, I have to use this repair kit. Otherwise I can't actually hit shots. And there's a lot of enemies up here. Fuck. This guy's calling for help. Bro, do something. He's not doing anything. You don't need help. You're not even doing anything. It's 121, man. So useless. So useless. And I bounced that. Unlucky. Great first game. This guy calling for help. He hasn't even shot yet. Thinking about going in, that would be pretty ballsy, but if you're confident, you know, it's risk versus reward. Do you really care that much if you lose all your points? Versus, do you really care enough to gain more points that you're willing to risk the points that you have? And if you do care about those points, is it still worth it? That is the decision you need to make. German TD gang on this game mode, even though the girl didn't work out for me the first game. It was because my team all went town, and my 1-2-1 didn't really wanna play that game a whole lot. Let's HE that man, didn't quite go in. So still 600 damage, it's quite a bit. APZ got 183, holy shit. Nice. Let's do a point we're doing all in ruins the betting odds that you're nothing. Yeah. It's true. That's also true. You do partially want to bet based on the odds. Didn't think about it like that, Lomo. I'm not much of a bettor, I'll just say that. That's not really a thing that I do. Nietzsche is top for 1300. Yes. That's the nice thing about this game mode that not a lot of people think of, is, you know, sometimes the tanks that are flying are fully upside down. Like, you're not fully upside down, but they're fully horizontal. No, fully vertical, sorry. I had to try 3 times to get that right, but sometimes they're fully vertical, which means that you can see their underside or their top side. And those usually have very little armor. Yeah, he did bait me. I thought maybe he wasn't going to jump. Get him, T-54. Oh, UFO. Oh, dang. Cool. Just getting a little bit of drink in me before the games start. You need a clear throat. Not that my throat is not clear, but it is a good thing to have. Looks like Melon will be on the left, Leverage on the right. Leverage hasn't joined the room yet. Okay, so let me go ahead and get the icon set up. There we go. So we'll wait 20 seconds because of our 3-minute delay, and then we'll get right into our training room overlay. Going all in? Hell yeah, dude. You don't use them much anyway. Fair enough. I do have more things that I have set up for them, but right now I have them turned off because of the fact that we're doing tournament streams and I don't really have the ability to get all of that set up. We're on this side, okay. Yeah, so I don't really have them. Normally I do replay features. You can also time a certain member of my chat out who's willing to take it. And then also What was the other one? Oh yeah, wide camera, where I make my camera just a little bit wider and wider, and it starts to slowly creep across the screen. It's a good time. All right, leverage is turning up here. Our first map that we're watching is Fort Despair. If I quickly switch to our chart, and I just want to look at what maps we're playing on here. Pull that up really quickly. If my game will load, this is not good. So Fort, Canal, Black Goldville, Middleburg. I'm excited to see Canal. Canal is always a fun map for me. So Fort Despair and Canal are the two maps that we're going to be guaranteed seeing all 4 games in. Then Black Goldville and Middleburg if it comes to games 5, 6, and 7. So very cool. I am perfectly fine with this lineup. Fort Despair, the first one to start off with, this is a much simpler map usually. Not a lot of crazy strategies here. It's a very symmetrical map. There's a mostly big town area with a little bit of hills on one side that, I mean, it's relatively useful, I would say, but not so much as some other maps. The A base is quite in the open, so it can be hard to grab. But once you do grab it, it can be really hard to stop. Oh my goodness! So we're going to be seeing 7 types from Melon here. This might be the first that we see 7 types. We've seen 6 from them plenty yesterday against Pramo. They ran 6 types in over half of their games, if I recall. It looks like Leverage doing something similar. Okay. Wow. Maybe an MLE. No, they're pulling a Kronvan? I don't know. 40 seconds till the game start. Yeah, we're going to see 7 types from Melon. No need for a medium, no need for a light tank on Fort Despair. Has traditionally always been a pretty heavy map, but this is a little bit intense. 18,000 points in for Melon, geez. Oh boy. Alright, yeah, 7 types versus 5 types, a Yon and IS-7. Interesting picks here. We'll see how Leverage is going to use that tank to their advantage. Is it really that important to have an IS-7 in there? And to have a Yo in there? I mean, the Yo I can see for the DPM, but the IS-7 really got replaced in the meta specifically by the type as the fast heavy. And then, of course, the IS-7's speed, their top speed, literally got nerfed. Makes it no longer the tank of choice for those speedy encounters, but maybe it's the IS-7's low profile that could be useful. They could put it in the encounter cap area. Seems to be the play for Leverage, who's going more towards A and B. So will the entire team from Melon. A couple of nice bleeds from the beginning, though. Looks like Ranger was able to sneak in a nice shot from the cubby hole before returning to the rest of the fight here, but a couple bleeds in traded right away. Assassin Killer taking 1,200 right off the bat. Kuma taking 2k, and neither team are messing around. Melon driving right in to get the kill on Kuma, who is now only at 350. He gets taken out right away. Leverage has gotten plenty of bleeds in on their own against Assassin Killer, but now he's relatively protected by Kumi, but he's going on the outside here for some reason. Downfound now getting picked off. Leverage having Ranger coming all the way around the rear, and Leverage just doesn't really have tanks there to support right away. Elmarine Darktronics completely split up from Lighttronics 707, and then Ranger just coming around in at the end. This is going to be a very quick game number 1 here if Leverage doesn't turn something around, but it's going to be very hard for them to do that at this point. Kakati hit point sharing for Yarrow from Darktronics. Steely should be able to get the pick off here, and Leverage is not yet able to get a single kill. Finally getting the kill on Yarrow there, but Lighttronics just running away, having a type on his rear. There's not a whole lot more for him to do here in game number 1. This is a very quick pickup for Melon. Leverage a little bit too spread out. We're not expecting the ultra aggression. And unfortunately, since Kuma bled so much in the initial picks here, despite the fact that Leverage got a few good shots in at the beginning too, it just didn't help. There was not much more left to be done here. Game number 1 going to Melon. This one going to last 2 minutes here. 2 minutes and 1 second to be exact was when this kill happened. That's a fast game. Wow, and Leverage not looking too happy about that. I am sure of it. What a game. Kakati with the top damage, but really everyone did 2k damage plus for Melon except for their tank that died. Whereas look at Leverage, their IS-7 was not effective. Kuma only did 400, Donphan only with 800. They only had 2 tanks do 2k, where Melon had 6. That's just a very dominant first game there for Melon, showing that they are the brawling champions here. With the 5 types, it really worked out for them nicely here. Game number 2, swapping the spawns on Fort Despair. Melon dropping a couple of their types. Now we're going to be seeing a Sheridan used as well as a 2 and 5B, so they're adding a little bit of view range, adding a little bit of DPM. I like to see it. Leverage bringing in a T100 LT of their own, but they're going to keep the IS-7 and the Yo. Were either of them very effective? I mean, it's possible, but they're going to need more of a mentality shift than a tank shift here. So, I mean, I don't really want to overanalyze the tanks too much because, of course, it's down to the player's skill at the end of the day. And having the tank lineup, well, yes, it does change things a little bit. It may guide a strategy. Just these little minor changes and whatnot may not be significant. Although adding a light tank could be, as it means that that's one less tank that can just get right in and brawl. At least against a heavy in like a one-on-one scenario. Very risky thing to do. Stein coming in at just the right team to see his buddy Kuma get nuked. This is so sad. Not even Elmery could hard carry that. I also like how Melon has all 10 of their players in here. You can't see the training room now. You could see it a little bit earlier, but Melon's 3 players are in the middle as reserves, ready to help out. Here we go, game number 2. Will Melon continue their hard aggression or not? I can totally see Melon slowing down a little bit with a Sheridan because of that view range, but that's not really what the type does, and they've just been hard type players. They're going straight to the A side, interestingly enough. Leverage more towards the C area, and let's see what Steely will spot out here. You will light Donphan, gonna snap a quick shot in. No, doesn't actually fire. Interesting decisions there. Looking at Melon, everybody here in this A corner. And we do see a spot. Looks like Elmery may have lit some stuff up here. And he needs to know to bail. Gonna stay as long as he can, of course. Leverage grabbing the C base, so they will be up. Finally, we do see a base cap that may actually have some sort of effect on the game. Also, several of Melon's tanks are getting spotted, so I think they are aware that there's someone here from Leverage. There it is. Elmery does get lit out here, and our Melon just gonna YOLO right on in. Looks like plenty of Leverage tanks are here in the back to help out when necessary, but I like how Assassin Killer is just trying to go as wide as he can, but he might... yeah, there we go. Elmery just getting instantly bled out right away. Looks like a few tanks also bleeding out Donphan as well, and already fireworks being shown on the battlefield here. Elmery pretty low, but so is Donphan, and then also Assassin Watermelon. But look at them. See how they're on the outside there. Lightronics and Ranger can't put very many shots into them. Elmery missing his own shot. He's going to fall here to Yarrow. No, Yarrow bouncing his as well, taking a hit for it. And DJR going for a little fight on 707. Steely grabbing the B base. He's going to be able to help out in killing 707 as Elmery does fall. Ranger going to rotate back for help there. Leverage has plenty of their heavy tanks right here ready to stop Melon, but they grab the A base and the B. So now we do have capture points starting to come into play. Very quick kill there from Melon, bringing Watermelon and coming on in. And DJR is not going to have any issues surviving against just a light tank. And again, Melon with a dominant push here, moving their tanks into the town and out of the town as necessary. And now they're just going to wrap right around the heavies. Leverage completely surrounded here. Not a whole lot they can do. Yes, they've got a high DPM tank such as the Yo, who's able to farm from the rear. But how useful is it having one tank farming? Hit points are in favor of Melon here. Of course, the difference is about 2,500, but that difference only gets bigger and bigger as the rest of the game goes on. Kuma's going to be picked off soon. Kami does fall, though. Looks like we do see a pick off from Leverage, but that's only their first kill. Melon still has 6 other tanks left in the game. Electronics has finally been pushed out now, putting his gun in the air, showing a salute in some way. And Ranger bouncing the kill shot on DJR. Not able to pick up that kill, and that is a 6-0 for Melon, who take another game in very quick fashion. I didn't look at the timer there. Should have done that. I didn't. But, yeah, very fast game. Is there a way for me to check at this point? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I don't think so. This is so sad. But yeah, very fast games all around. And yeah, look, all of Melon's players are in here. Quick 2-0 up here. If this is indicative of top 4, then we may see Melon as the new champions. Hopefully Leverage is able to step up by then. We move on to our next map, which is Canal. This is a fun one, or at least it has been a fun one in the past. You would typically see a lot of different tanks being used. You could see TDs, you could see lights, you could see mediums, heavies, really anything. Melon doesn't give a fuck, though. They're just going to be running all types and a Sheridan to boot, similar to what they did yesterday in a few different games. And Leverage, they're going to be sticking with the T100 LT and the IS-7, which I'm surprised to see. Also keeping the Yo in there, but dropping most of their types, in fact, for 113. So they're valuing that DPM and not the armor here. So very soft lineup for Leverage. And they've got a TVP in there as well. Now, I'm not sure how well that these soft lineups are going to hold up against Melon. I know Leverage is a team that likes to play with a bit of finesse, rotational, push in as necessary. But Melon's just a hard aggro team. They'll just get up in your face and they'll destroy you, and they'll out-brawl you, and they'll out-position you in the brawls. They'll hit point share, and their armor's going to bounce a few shots from Leverage anyway. We did see several bounces on types in those past couple games. Leverage is going to need to connect every single shot they have. They do have the DPM advantage, but how useful is that if you can't pen your shots? We'll have to see how this game goes. I'm not saying that Leverage in particular has been losing due to missed shots, but now that they are missing those types, they can't rely on the other team to make those bounces that they have been making on types. Game number 3, and of course Canal, fun map. It's a 4-cap map, and it's asymmetrical, so we can see some very different strategies depending on what spawn is used. Leverage going to be sending both of their quick tanks to the D side, so will Steely from Team Melon, and actually one's going to be bringing all their types here as well. Look at how they're driving over the hill for that optimal speed, and actually going to be sitting one type in on the C base as well. Leverage a little bit more spread out here. Ranger going for some more aggressive pokes in there, spotting Cummy. And that probably tells Leverage that, you know, Melon's got several tanks in this area. If they've got at least one type, they've probably got a few. Ranger might poke out and spot a couple more. He does so. Leverage has brought in plenty of their own tanks here, but you already getting bled out a little bit here. It's going to be very difficult for these Leverage tanks to dig out Melon in those types. 707 driving in from the middle, and MJ may actually be able to rotate in and get a shot in. No, missing that one. But Lightronix on the B base, and Melon's actually just going to YOLO right in on 707 potentially. But they have definitely turned their energy there. 707 really caught out in the middle. Not sure what the decision was to drive down there. But Melon was able to grab the D base for free because of this pressure on 707, and Leverage not yet willing to push through. 113s and a type there. 707 is backing off. He did get unspotted here, but already a bit of an advantage for Melon with 2 bases. If the purpose for the Yo over there and the LT was to grab B and A, they have not yet fulfilled that purpose. And Melon continuing their onslaught here with 4 heavies right on in. This is an even fight in terms of the tank count until Yarrow gets in here. Look at Steely and Chicken Nugget fighting against Ranger on the other side of the map. That's not what matters here, though. Also, Elmery seems to be camping in the back in the TVP. Did he put in enough shots? Kami and Shinergy have only bled about a shot each. However, Chicken Nugget did get bled out a little bit here, but now shots are starting to trade on this side. Hit points are still relatively even. Looking over on the other side of the map, Ranger trying to find more information on Steely. There he does spot Steely. They may snap each other, but a trade definitely benefits the Sheridan, who has almost double the alpha damage of the T100. Yarrow bleeding again, and he's already pretty low leverage. May want to get a push going soon, but they need to protect 707 as well going for that push. Will they lead it? Melon now has 5 tanks in the mist, bringing in full health MJ to do it, and they're going to pick off Donfao very quickly here. 3 quick shots, 4 or 5 now in on Donfao instantly. Now he's the weakness, and he gets picked off very quickly as well, even though leverage is up on the hit points. Melon is sharing theirs very well. And no tank's dead yet. Steely was able to vacate the area, and now they've gotten another kill, this one on 707. Chicken Nugget may fall over here, but that's leverage putting in 2 of their 5 tanks just to get the first kill. They finally do get a second on MJ. Hit points are dead even here, caps at 800. Elmery going to try to get around Chinergy, get that kill, but look at him, he took 1400 for it. An Assassin Killer may be able to pick up the kill with a good roll on HE. No, he's going to go for Lightronics instead. And look at Steely, he's actually able to get his way out of here. Darktronics falls, and now the hit points are in favor of Melon. Guns are even, but Melon's up on the hit points now. Steely does get pressured out here. Will he be able to survive this, though? Ranger takes a shot for it. He gets the kill. So 4 on 3, but Kuma's going to be the next to fall, and now it's 837 points for Melon. Leverage needs to start making plays soon. Do they know where Elmery is? He's spotted now. 1 shot into Assassin. He takes one in return. Lightronics and Ranger are both perilously low and will not be able to make any too aggressive plays. He's going to try to peek himself up here. Does he get Capola sniped by Kami, though? No, he doesn't. Melon's just trying to dig themselves into this little hole here. Yara going around to try to get the kill. Looks like Elmery did pick up Assassin, so the bases are stopped temporarily. Ranger and Lightronics need to put in these shots on Yarrow. Lightronics missing his. Ranger puts one in. Lightronics has the opportunity to get the kill here. Shooting HE. Ranger picks it up. It's a 1-on-3 scenario now. Kami still having more hit points than all 3 of Leverage's tanks combined. But is he able to hold on? I'm not sure if that's the case. Missing a shot of his own. Elmery's going to drive right on down. He's not going to be able to get the kill, is he? No. Elmery with the clutch for Leverage, although Ranger, of course, hitting those very important shots on that on the Type 71. In the end, they were able to clutch it up. Despite the fact that they lost tanks very early on there, they maintained the hit point lead with some good bleeds on Chinergy, who was holding the rear as best he could, but it wasn't quite enough for them. Was it Chinergy? Maybe it was Chicken Nugget. I don't know which one it was. It was one of those types. They have very similar names. But that tank fell, and Leverage was just able to get their T100 LT in time. That was an important pickup on Steely that they managed to get. That was very down to the wire, within 1,000 hit points at the end. Or 1,000 hit points left for Leverage at the end. That was actually closer to like 500. Insane right there. That was a great game. And Leverage do put themselves in the board. They are not out of it quite yet. Even with the softer lineup, they were able to get those really nice bleeds into the Type 71s. And now Melon is going to respond with 2 TVPs. Leverage bring in 2 of their own, so we're going to be seeing some crazy Clipper games potentially. Melon seeing that Elmery was able to clutch it up, and now they want to have a couple of their own here. Although Assassin Killer rightly not running one of them himself. We already saw Assassin Killer had some TVP problems on this map when we watched them in the Open tournament, I believe. So not running one of those today. Leverage will keep the Yo and the IS-7. Really, 707, I am surprised. I don't think the IS-7 has been effective at all. I don't know what its purpose is, but I think that you're making a mistake here. I mean, you got bled pretty hard in the opening of that last game, although I'm not sure if that's a type would solve that, or if that was just a bad play driving in the middle. Who knows? Either way, I don't think the IS-7 was terribly effective, and I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't really see what the purpose is. Melon keeping it simple with 5 types, just they don't really care about all the fancy details about picking tanks. No, we don't need a Yo. No, we don't need an IS-7. We don't need a T100 LT. All we got are TVP and type, and we good. Game number 4, Leverage looking to equalize. Remember, y'all, this is a best of 7. This time, Leverage going towards the A side. I find that interesting. Normally, North is better on A, B, and Seth is better on C, D, but we're going to be seeing C, A. Melon going very hard through the B base. They're not going to bother catching it. Instead, trying to get quick bleeds on Leverage crossing. They weren't able to hit many shots, though. Only 707 taking one. But he's going to keep on driving forward here and take even more shots. Ooh, very lucky those bounced. He definitely could have taken an extra 1,000 damage for that. Very risky scenario, but it did play off for them. However, that does leave Donphan a little bit exposed. But we do see a crossfire, though. Kuma, Darktronics, all shots going in here. An Assassin Killer getting bled, Steely getting bled. And a quick hit point lead here. Leverage putting 3 tanks in the corner. They're able to get some nice shots in on Steely and Assassin Killer, who are both now down to 2-shottable. And 707 may try to drive in for some kills. No, it's actually going to be Donphan picking up the quick kill on Assassin Killer. Steely's quite low, and 707 will be able to make a play there. And Elmery, who is only on 100 or so hit points, is quite safe himself in that corner. Leverage taking the corner, holding it nicely, getting some bleeds from Melon. It's basically like shooting a fish in a barrel at this point. Kami trying to get around the rear of Darktronics, but he gets bled by Lightronics. Elmery, Darktronics missing the rear, but it doesn't matter. We do get another pickup. And now MJ, both of the TVPs from Melon finally joining the fight, but they're not able to pick anything up yet. Kuma missing the kill shot. But MJ's already quite low. Yarrow is putting in his clip here into Kuma potentially, but his brother does go down. This is a quick victory for Leverage. Barely 2 minutes into the game here. Ranger going to unload very quickly into Yarrow. And it's just him and Watermelon left. There goes Yarrow. And another 2-minute game. That one was sub 2, 157 for the final kill. And Leverage is right back into it. Y'all are still reacting to the last game by the time that this game's over. From my perspective, being 3 minutes ahead of y'all. What the heck? We did not expect this. After the first 2 games, Melon winning them very quickly, I thought we were going to see a very fast set. And Leverage, I mean, yeah, this is a fast set. This is the very fast game 4 play here. Normally it takes about half an hour to get to game 4, but I mean, that is nuts. We're going to be seeing our next map, Black Goldville here. Should probably swap back to this overlay. Not that it matters that much, but actually I do want to really quickly check the TVP's damage on that game. I didn't actually look at it, but okay, so, I mean, they kind of did damage for Melon, but that's just because their types got nuked in the opening. And, yeah, Leverage taking that corner, it was very useful for them. We can go back to the training room overlay. But, yeah. So, I mean, they were reasonably effective. It's also hard to judge because one clip is 1,200 damage, so really they barely did one clip and more, or less. So, it's a hard way to judge it. Leverage pulling out some Kronvons. I like the pick. I'm surprised we don't see any from Melon. Typically, you can see those trying to get for resets on the B base in between B and C. And that may be where Leverage brings their Krons. It may not be, but you typically see a Clipper tank of some sort there. And Melon not going to be bringing one at all. 6 types, and instead of a light tank, bringing a 215B, so a little DPM. And Leverage not only bringing one LT, they're bringing another one. Elmery's readied up, and we saw before that Elmery can be a hard carry in his T100. Will he do it again here? Let's see. Previously, they had found success on Rockfield, among other maps, with Elmery, but this time it'll be Black Goldville that we see them playing on. Again, a softer lineup from Leverage, somewhat, but of course, the Kronvon is plenty of armor itself, as long as it's dug down in. And again, the IS-7, very interesting picks here. I will say it worked quite well for Leverage last game. The aggressive position of 707, despite being very risky, and I mean, Melon definitely should have hit those shots on its side. That probably would have stopped Leverage in their tracks right there. Then again, the game wasn't that close in the first place, and it's hard to say how much that one tank facilitated it. Melon going to be bringing all of their tanks right to this A side here, save Chinergy, who will be taking a position near B. Not getting spotted out yet, but plenty of Melon's tanks being lit here. 707 getting some spots himself. He's going more towards the B side here. Could potentially get in the base, but bouncing a shot from Kami. Taking one from Steely, though. And it looks like we will see a quick capture of base A. They're going to double it up here potentially. Can't really see it. Yeah, we do see a double cap of A. So we will see the capture point lead go to them. However, B is now being taken by Lightronics. Melon starting to rotate towards the area. Chinergy going to put in the reset shot. Will he? Yes, he does get the reset in. But that buys Melon plenty of time to get Steely in the mix, Assassin Killer. They're going to be able to have 3 tanks on Lightronics, and look at him, he's driving backwards. He's going to take some big shots here. Leverage does have the ability to cover him a little bit, but he's already down half of his hit points. Steely bleeding, Chinergy bleeding. But now Melon has completely overtaken the B area. And yes, Leverage has plenty of tanks behind them, but they're not going to be able to grab the base, that's for certain. Pushing those Kronvons out from there is going to take a little bit of time. Donfao is exactly where I expected the Kronvons to be. This is a spot that can overlook the B base, but now obviously that role is no longer necessary because the B base is not being grabbed. Melon still with a stronghold on A. Leverage trying to rotate back to that side, but it's not going to be easy there for them to take quite yet. Ranger will drive into the base. Now he's going to go for a circle on MJ here, and Kuma may try to get in some more bleeds. Kami watching as well. But Melon does grab B, and they grab C as well, so now all 3 bases are for Melon. Leverage has kind of dug themselves into a bit of a hole here. The Kronvon still in that corner. And Leverage, despite grabbing A back, are starting to bleed quite a bit. 707, of course, already low, but they do get some shots in on Yarrow, who may fall here in a moment. Not sure if Ranger will be able to get the kill here, but Ranger takes another shot, bounces it, and gets killed instead. That's a death that definitely didn't need to happen, especially because Elmery had the kill pretty easily there. Huge mistake from Ranger, definitely not a needed death. Now Kuma's going to be an easy picking for Melon. They jump right on that. Elmery not able to get away very easily here. Does survive momentarily, but at the same time, looks like the Kronvon stronghold is starting to be broken here. Kuma gets killed on the other side, and Melon's at 900 points with all 3 bases, killing Elmery. This is a solid game number 5 going to Melon in quick fashion, capping out in 3 minutes. Having all 3 bases, and Leverage felt like, I mean, it seemed to me like they weren't to win. Were not able to win on A, they weren't able to win on C, they weren't able to win on B. They should have definitely put all their resources in one side and push, but they just spread themselves thin. They got bled out too long, and they didn't have the tanks to withstand being cornered in, you know. Some tanks are good at digging in. I'll admit the Kronvon is one of them, and they had to. But look at the T100 LTs. Once the types just cornered them on in, there was nowhere for them to go. They tried to run through the middle and bled almost all of their hit points in the process, doing bottom 2 on damage, Elmery not being the hard carry that I had previously mentioned him being. I think that's a mistake, just kind of fundamentally from Leverage, not bringing tanks that align with the way that they played the map. Just getting themselves cornered in and not having the resources to push on any one side. And Elmery's offline, uh-oh. Let's hope that Leverage is able to bring it back here. I'd love to see a Game 7 against these 2 teams, between these 2 teams. And obviously Leverage is capable of it. They won both the Canal games. But this seems to be a very map-based kind of match here, with Melon taking both the Black Goldville ones, potentially. They took Fort Despair very easily. Leverage actually did fight pretty closely in the first Canal game. They felt better on the second, but they're going to have to beat a Melon team that's already shown that they're very dominant on this map in the first game. They're bringing 2 140s, by the way. We haven't seen those yet today. I know that MJ's a big fan of the 140. Steely, who's been doing quite well in the Sheridan, ran the 140 as well, so they do want that DPM. Leverage still keeping 2 T100s. They better not quarter themselves in again. They were in the same exact lineup here. Same exact lineup, from what I can tell. Did they have a Yo? They might have had a Yo, and I didn't notice if they had a Yo. 2 Krons and the IS-7 and the 2 LTs with types to fill in. I don't know, man. I don't know. Here we are, though. Game 6. Melon wins this game, and they complete an undefeated streak in top 8 to qualify as the uncontested #1 seed. If they lose it, they'll, of course, tie it with Primo in win count, or with Apex in win count, depending on who wins that set. But they'll still have the lead because they've beaten both Primo and Apex. We are going to see a hard C strat this time. Ranger getting a couple spots in, despite being lit himself. Lights Assassin Killer, Lakami, and MJ, who get onto the B base right away. Melon having a lot of confidence to play aggressively into B and into C. Leverage with nobody on the A side quite yet. Ranger did take a hit for it. But we are seeing, another bleed into Ranger. And already a weakness for Team Leverage. They've got a 1,000 hit point tank. They will get some counter bleeds into Melon, though. Looks like Melon's going to be going for a very aggressive push right into 707 here. I like the position of Watermelon because the Krons can't shoot him here. And the Krons may not realize that they've got plenty of tanks rotating to kill them on this side. Watermelon getting bled quite a bit here. And 707 may be able to pick up the kill with a good roll. Actually, no. Now he's been bled even more. But look at these Krons. They are both going to be toast from the 140s. The points are still quite even right now, and 707 has managed to stay alive for as long as he can. If he can get another shot into Kami, that would be very useful for the team. He does so before passing away. Looking at the double Krons now, they're just going to get 140 DPM'd to death. Darktronics and Downfall already quite low. The tanks are even at the moment, so are the hit points, but this is going to be a potential advantage for Melon. They get both of those kills. They do lose MJ, though. Shinergy quite low, Kami quite low. Where is Kami? I don't even see where he is. Oh, he's going to fall. He does so. Shinergy a little bit safer for the time being, but he's not going to be able to put in much damage in the meantime as well. Ranger falls to Steely. Again, those early bleeds on Ranger, if he did not die, he definitely could have fought that a little bit easier. And now Steely is going to have good farms on Lightronics. In the meantime, Elmarie getting bled out, the other T100 LT, one of the last alive. He's not going to be able to survive the onslaught of all the types coming at him from one side, the 140 coming from the other. He puts in his last shot of defiance and passes away. And now it is a 4-on-2. Kuma and Lightronics both perilously low. And unfortunately, this is going to be the end of Leverage's set here. Of course, they've still made top 4, and there's not a whole lot to be upset about. We do see them messing around here. Finally do go for the kill shot, but Melon taking 4-2 over Leverage. Very convincing victories there on that map, so definitely something that Leverage still needs to work on, of course. But it's not a huge deal, I would say. This is practice at the end of the day. Both teams had qualified. They were well aware that they both qualified. And so Leverage can take this for a little bit of data, a little bit of practice. We have seen that Melon has been running basically all Type 71s this entire top 8. Will they do the same thing for top 4? Who knows? Who knows? But this is things for both teams to, of course, learn. Melon has shown that they are the dominant brawling team. They're able to keep up the aggression. And despite Leverage being a team that plays more with finesse, and as they were able to finesse that one game on Canal, were not able to uphold their finesse against the onslaught of Melon overall. Those Type 71s, man, this meta. I was excited for how well this meta was going with all the different tanks, but to see the team that plays 6 types just completely dominate, it's a little disheartening at all of the new ways to play are being dominated by just one tank, with a couple others being added in just as a little bit of spice, but for the most part, that's not what we're seeing at all. It's just the types doing work, and then whatever else is thrown in the mix is thrown in the mix. But that's the set. We can go ahead and take a look at the website. I'm going to go ahead, refresh, and see if any of the other brackets have finished for the day. Looks like not all of them have. So we're going to go ahead and wait a little bit, y'all. I am going to go ahead and play a game as I wait for all of the other sets to finish. At least none of them are showing up on the website. And the website's usually where they've been showing up the fastest, so yeah. I will attempt to keep refreshing it as fast as I can. But yeah. Castilla. Very campy map overall, and especially in Gravity. I'm sure y'all are tired of me playing Gravity at this point, aren't you? I'm not tired of it. This is one of my favorites for sure. Just having low gravity, being able to drive wherever I want. It's a great time. Shooting from the sky. I love it. Look at that mouse. If he were a medium tank, he'd be dead already. He's angry. He is an angry boy. I saved my teammates from potentially being nuked by their grill. Go ahead and finish the prediction outcome. Goes to Melon, no surprise. Can't seem to shoot anybody here. Bruh, but now our teammates are deciding to YOLO the mouse and getting nuked for it. They're playing exactly the way that they wanted to. Haha, the all-in paid off. Let's go. Nice. Congrats. Yeah, spotted. By who? One of these guys. Left on my 30 beam crown, YOLO'd into a third hit point tank and died for it. Essentially died for it. Was I still spotted there? No, he actually reacted to that. That's where their 183 is. This guy's looking at me. Hell no. Probably dead here. There's their grill. If I hit this, that would be insane. Thankfully, I got boosted away. So we should be good for a little bit longer here. Grill died. Okay, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to run. You shot to run away. Nowadays there's always a dominant team. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But I thought that this would change things. I thought that the meta would change, but the type of course not really getting... It didn't get changed at all. And I would thought, oh, maybe some other tanks would be able to contest it, but no. Is El Pincher doing this tournament? Yes, Sir Swagslot. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, Pincher's competitive team is Apex. They have made top 4. Sneak this. Oh no, he jumped. Man. I spotted. Am now. I drop. Oh, I could have had that. Oh, and I got spotted for it too. Oh, cool. There we go. I was going for the yo, but I decided there. Nice miss. That I wanted to kill the E15 at the end instead. Nice steam camo, buddy. Rapidash player 1, so we got a fucking brony. You deserve your death. In the game, of course. Remember, guys, we do have a 3-minute delay. I'm glad I got that kill. Alright, well, you can refresh the website. Are all of the matches over yet? Not all of them, but enough for me to show, I suppose, so I will. We have if I share my screen here. We've got Evany 4-2ing 404. So Evany is not actually going to be last place. They're going to be 7th place because they're going to have a win. 404 only has 1 win. And since Evany beats 404, Evany gets 7th place. They're not out of it. And Evany actually getting a set win. Holy shit. Primo beat Apex 4-2. So we're going to be having Pramo in 2nd place with 6 wins. Melon in 1st with 7. Apex is in 3rd with 5. And Leverage in 4th with 4. So we're going to have like a 7-6-5-4 here. Yeah, 7-6-5-4 and then 2-1-1-1. So Hated with a respectable 5th place. We actually don't know the result of Hated Panda though, so they could go 3. And then it could be 3-1-1-1 or it could be 2-2-1-1. Which is kind of disappointing. It would have been really cool for the old 7-6-5-4-3-2-1-0. I don't know if that's mathematically possible with the way that these things are set up. I'm going to refresh just to see if that set has ended. And it has in that 30 seconds. So Panda taking at 4-2 over Hated. So actually, Hated and Panda tied for... No. Because Panda beats Hated. Panda's in 5th, Hated's in 6th, Evany in 7th, and 4-4 in 8th. Okay. Now, these are results that are a lot less crazy, I suppose, than they could have been. You know, Panda is... They were expected to be a top 4 team, potentially. Apex took it away, but Apex had a very solid season of their own, so it's not, like, terribly surprising, you know. It's just really the top 3, Melon, Pramo, and Leverage, that everyone knew were going to be locks. People didn't expect much from Evany or 404, but both of them did take a set, so that is something. Who did 404 beat? 404 beat Panda on the first day, so there you go. If 404 didn't beat Panda, if that went the other way around, we would have had a 7-6-5-4-3-2-1-0, and that would have been very funny. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. But yeah, that's it. That's everybody. So I think that means that the stream is therefore over. So I am probably going to wrap it up in a second here. I do appreciate everyone being here. Again, we will be watching top 4 starting on Wednesday. So it's going to be Wednesday, August 10th, Thursday the 11th, and Friday the 12th. That's going to be top 4. It's going to be very similar to the groups that we've seen in the past where it's double elimination. So that there's 4 teams, the winners play, the losers play, etc. And if you lose twice, you're eliminated up until grand finals, which will be like a best of 9 or best of 11. I have no idea. But that's what it's going to be like. So stick around. Not now, of course, but come back. Sorry, not stick around. Come back on Wednesday and support the stream. Join the Discord if you are interested in catching all of that sort of thing. But until all of then, I am going to go ahead and end the stream here if I can get that all set up here. I'm going to start a raid, so if y'all want to gain some free channel points, just go ahead and join the raid, and at the end of the stream, you get sent to a new streamer where you can show him some support, and you get channel points on my stream. So that raid's going to start right now. So y'all go ahead and support the streamer that I raid. I haven't chosen him yet. I'm going to do that in the 3 minutes between the stream, of course, but that's it for me. So as always, stay safe and happy tanking.